Alright, yeah, here we go. Okay, so this is our presentation on Santeria. Um, I don't know how to do full screen. I think it's this. Yeah, yeah, okay. So, hold on, I gotta check. This is like frame stuff. Shoot. Oh, whoops. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Alright, here we go. Santeria by Joe and Ian, of course. Um, this is like a picture of a little festival or something right here. Here's our table of contents. We have our origins of Santeria, their view of God, key beliefs, key practices, festivals and celebrations, the relation between Catholicism and Santeria, and interesting facts. Oh shoot, I meant to do that. Okay, so origins. Santeria originated from traditional West African religions of enslaved people brought to Cuba, most of them being Yoruba. These religions then mixed with Roman Catholicism brought to Cuba by Spanish colonists and adopted by slaves. And here we have the Cuban flag and like the Yoruban people flag, I think. I don't think it's like an official thing or anything, but I don't know. Okay. Um, Here we have their view of God. This is supposed to be like I'm not gonna try and say it, but like it's the like supreme God. And so basically practice. Why is it doing this? Okay, sorry. Practitioners of Santeria believe in like a distant god, but he created the world and these orishas, and orishas are kind of like, I guess like deities or demigods, which roll over a specific part of nature or human society. And every human has a patron orisha that they choose before birth, authorized by the supreme god. And about 30 orishas make up the Cuban pantheon, but many acknowledge the existence of dozens more. So here we have their key beliefs. As previously mentioned, those who practice Santeria believe in one distinct god. It is believed in Santeria, similarly to Yoruba and other traditional religions, that many deities known as Orisha serve as intermediaries between humans and the supreme being. Each Orisha is known to rule over a specific aspect of the universe. Orishas also have their own manifestations, much like Hindu deities, which I think is a very interesting connection there. It's like paganism or something. Okay, so here we have their key practices. Elaborate ceremonies are often practiced in Santeria, emphasizing ritual correctness rather than spiritual belief. Santeria is an initiatory religion, focusing around hierarchy. Also, since it's initiatory, like the people keep all its stuff like real secret. Like the people who are initiated into it. And so this language called I don't Lukumi Lusumi is used for rituals and ceremonies. This was supposed to be language right here. Considered it. Oh my God! What the hell? Sorry, no cussing. My bad. Oh, I don't. Okay, yeah. So, um, where was I? Oh shoot, yeah. So that's supposed to be language, and so basically, Lusimi started as the Yoruban language, but it mixed with Cuba, or sorry, Espanol, Cuban native religions, etc. And it's become increasingly unintelligible and like further from the Yoruba language, causing practitioners of Santeria to actually study the original Yoruba language so they can better understand like the meanings of words and stuff. Okay, so here's their festival and celebrations. This picture is really interesting. I don't know what's happening there. It's pretty cool though, I guess. The lights look cool, but they follow complex ceremonies to interact with the orishas. They follow tradition by using coconut pieces, palm nuts, or cowrie shells for divination to decide what will create an appropriate balance between humans and spirits. Specific song and drum rhythms used to call orishas to possess their followers. The orishas then use the human body to dance, sing, and give advice. That's interesting. Like they kind of like call the their deities like to possess their bodies. And certain celebrations, such as initiations of new priests, can last days and unites large numbers of practitioners. Okay, so we had to include religious syncretism, but we both found, especially the link between Santeria and Catholicism, very interesting, as Orishas have long been compared to Catholic saints. The two religions mixed together during the transatlantic slave trade when they were forced to convert, but they preserved their culture, so they would blend their religion with Catholicism, which was probably Yoruba, but Yoruba and Catholicism became intertwined, and then with native Cuban things, kind of branched off into Santeria, which still has aspects of Catholicism and the Yoruba religion. And their ceremonies also incorporate prayers, hymns, and idols. Origins of that trace back to Catholicism, of course. And also, many Santeria initiation ceremonies have included rituals that mimic Catholic baptism, like baptizing, for instance. Here's like a shrine, I think. You have Catholic saints here, and then you also have like some spooky stuff and like traditional religion stuff. You know, pretty cool. I think it's very interesting. So here's some interesting facts. So similar to Hinduism, Santeria, which are like the Santerians, I guess, believe in one supreme creator with numerous different manifestations. This is very similar to Hinduism. The only real difference I feel is that the Orishas are like not really manifestations of the supreme god, whereas in Hinduism everyone kind of branches off from the supreme god, but they were like sent by the supreme god, you know. Santeria also doesn't have a centralized church. Rituals and ceremonies are led by priests or priestesses, and they occur in temple houses. In some Latino communities, Santeria is used to address psychological issues, even by non-practitioners. That kind of goes back to what we are talking about like last week with the psychedelic stuff that they use. I don't really think that Santeria, they might use that. I don't know. That's interesting. Anyways, it's estimated that there are 4 million practitioners. That's actually a pretty good amount. And during Fidel Castro's victory speech, a dove landed on his shoulder, a sign of Abatala, which is like one of the gods, I think, approval. That's actually kind of freaky. And also, like, I think Fidel Castro was like not good or something. But yeah, these are our citations here. As you can see, oh, that's it. Yeah. How do I stop recording?